Taylor Swift is the devil. She has single-handedly killed democracy by dating a football player, and she's a cyborg in charge of all the Jewish space lasers. Joe Biden is going to use her to kidnap Donald Trump and feed him to a cocaine bear so that he can't tell everyone that the earth is flat. Or at least that's kind of what Fox News has sounded like this week.
The Pentagon psyop unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset.
I think she should just stick to her singing and let her love life be what it is. A new poll shows 18% of voters are likely to vote for whichever candidate Taylor Swift endorses. Uh-oh.
Biden effectively has Taylor Swift as his VP.
A single post of hers led to 35,000 new registrants. That's arguably more power than the president.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has already drawn up articles of impeachment against the pop star and plans to have the Texas National Guard deport her back to Canada, despite her claims that she is not from there. Seriously though, Kid Rock and Ted Nugent can endorse Donald Trump and that's totally normal, but Taylor Swift endorsing Biden would be the work of the deep state? Quick question. Is the deep state hiring? Like, is there a careers page on their website that I could check out, or... The good news is, this has finally made me care about the Super Bowl. Well, not the game, but the part at the end where Taylor Swift comes out and hugs her boyfriend and then the sound of fireworks will mingle with the popping sounds of 1,000 Fox News commentators' heads exploding. Let's play ball. Well, border's pretty messed up. The bipartisan deal that was in the works seems to be faltering by the hour, and partisan squabbling is getting in the way. But don't worry. A brave band of patriots is headed to the border to take it back. What do they mean by take it back? No clue. And how are they going to take back the border when the federal government and state law enforcement have both failed to do so? Well, the geographically uninformed group plan to meet up in Virginia, a state with no international borders, roll coal down to Florida, also no international borders, and then reverse Smokey and the Bandit it westward to the Texas-Mexico border, where they will then... I don't know, not really clear. But is this thing even still happening? Kinda. The organizers said they were expecting 700,000 participants, but videos show more like 20-ish. They're blaming the low turnout on a rumor that this excursion is a honeypot trap, so all the people who really wanted to join the convoy are staying home. I love this. Is this our new way to stop bad stuff before it starts? Could we put an end to domestic terrorism right here? Oh, you're going to start a riot? Well, that's what they want you to do. Here, why don't you stay at home and watch Maury instead? They'll never see that one coming. Ha ha! Check and mate. Hashtag staying home to own the libs. So why is the border so jacked anyway? Is it because of a confluence of geopolitical factors? Nah, it's all because of one guy. House Republicans have drafted articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Under the box labeled high crime/misdemeanor, they first wrote Democrat, but they scratched that out as being too specific and went with doing border with a frowny face. Trump spent $50 million on lawyers last year, just got popped for $83 million in the E. Jean Carroll trial, and is expected to owe another $370 million in his fraud trial. That's like $500 million spent just on legal stuff. If he wants to keep up, he's gonna need some new grips, so we have some helpful suggestions. First of all, there's Trump brand ivermectin. Comes wrapped in gold foil. If he wants to share his knowledge, he could do an online course called Trump's How to Have a Perfect Phone Call. Then there's Trump boxes, the most beautiful boxes, perfect for storing your classified documents. And finally, converting Eric Trump to a rent-to-own model. Good luck out there, sir. Speaking of E. Jean Carroll, she's expressed a desire to spend some of her icky-gotten gains on, quote, something Donald Trump hates. So a properly cooked steak hold the ketchup? Republican Senator and winner of the Capitol Hallway 100-meter freestyle, Josh Hawley, demanded that Mark Zuckerberg apologize to Americans for the harm caused by social media. Then, shockingly, Zuckerberg did. He promised to do something at some point and then privately jetted back to his fortress of solitude to play with his rubies. Elon Musk announced that the first human subject has received a Neuralink implant, but he won't say which one of us he put it in. Elmo caused all hell to break loose when he asked everybody how they're doing. Apparently, we are not okay. So here are some of the winners of the World's Cutest Photos contest. Watch them while you breathe into a paper bag. Elmo is not ready for y'all. A chain of Kentucky convenience stores has made headlines with their toilet discos. Nope, I'm not kidding. Toilet discos in gas station bathrooms in Kentucky. You go in and there's this big red button. You push the button, then bam, disco party in the bathroom. Personally, I love this. Professionally, I cannot stress enough that if you are in a public restroom and see a big red button, do not push that button. The odds of a disco dance party compared to a skin flaying are very small, people. Just when you thought your favorite country music singers couldn't get any more down home and of the people, Morgan Wallen and Eric Church have decided to take over Field & Stream magazine. 'Cause there's nothing more down home than purchasing a media brand for millions of dollars. A study shows that the average American football game lasts 3 hours and 12 minutes, but contains 100 commercials and only 11 minutes of actual playing time. Upon hearing this, the NFL has decided next year's games will include a fifth quarter so they can shoehorn in another 30 commercials. Climate protesters threw soup at the Mona Lisa. But was that the best choice? For more on this story, we go to Chef Austin with a special report.
We've all seen the spate of eco-protesters vandalizing famous artworks with food. So today, we're going to look at how we can improve on some of their recipes. Da Vinci's Mona Lisa got caked. Now, the icing makes cake a fantastic food for protest. It's the icing on the cake of hucking food at art. So how can we improve on what's already nearly perfect? The answer is your cake of choice. Vanilla sheet cake is the OG for a reason, and certainly everybody's first thought. But I prefer to celebrate my iconoclastic eco-anarchy with that sloppy staple, tres leches. All the look of the iced sheet cake, but so much more splatter. Monet's grain stacks, mashed with mashed potatoes. Potato starch is a powerhouse of protest. Good for the sticking and the smearing, but it hasn't got quite that razzle-dazzle that you want in good art-based protest. Now, mashed sweet potatoes have some pop to them, but let's not throw the baby out with the painting of the bathwater. Let's swirl these two up in a colorful mashup. Now you're talking. That's protest art. Van Gogh's The Sower at Sunset. Hurled pea soup. Pea soup. That's Friedkin diabolical. Just one note. Pea soup's good, but garnish your protest with a little bit of mint. Join us next week when we use dated references to find out exactly which flavor of milkshake brings the most boys to the yard.
U.S. authorities have revealed they've caught the fugitive killer of Anna Maria Wilson with a clever ruse. They released a post looking for a yoga instructor. They were able to capture Caitlin Armstrong after shooing the teleporting, fire-breathing Street Fighter yogi Dalsum away. And finally tonight, a wildlife park has reintegrated swearing parrots with less foul-mouthed birds to try and curb their naughty language. But the plan backfired, so now if you want to be called a by 100 birds at the same time, you know where to go. That wraps up this week's episode. If you're digging us, give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.
God damn, this is messy. Yeah, I did not realize how much cleanup would be involved in all this. It's good. We're good.